Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Genius of Sappheiros Weekend. Alright, I finished clearing out E and F sections, and got a bunch of new stuff, a lot of level ups. Let's go over some new skills. I got Wild Dance of Great Fortunes, which is an upgraded form of the Lucky Omikuji. It has a longer cooldown, it's a bit more expensive, but it heals everyone from medium, so it's pretty decent. Saki didn't get anything, Yoma didn't get anything. Patchouli got her Earth spell, Rubble Pile Belt, so all she's missing now is just her lightning equivalent. So, no big deal there. Anyway, Byakuran learned Dark Hole, well, you saw Dark Hole, I believe, already, and we just learned, she just learned White Hole, so it's the holy equivalent. Nothing new from them. Equipment-wise, got some new stuff. Let's start with, just recently I fought another mini-boss. First time I fought the mini-boss, it beat me up because I didn't have enough bombs and supplies. Second time I just barely won, and it kind of glitched, like the enemy died but none of the experience or items showed. So but it gave me the experience, and it apparently drops an item, which is this weapon. Clyom Solis, an invincible sword which boasts the most powerful strikes. It has really high attack, accuracy, and that's about it. It has a lot of raw power in it, so it's a pretty good sword. Let me see if I can get to the name. One sec. Crumb Croach, I think that's how I pronounce it. It looks like a moon with a bunch of snakes wrapped around it. It was a very annoying boss because it has lots of death effects and pain bond attacks and stuff like that. Another thing I got though, and it's a big thing, the Yukari crown. The two mini bosses, the same on floor F. One of them is the thing with the moon that I mentioned before. The other thing is the Yukari King, who has I think 20 HP or 30 HP, and is essentially just like a regular Yukari but just bigger. I managed to kill it, and it dropped Yukari Crown, and also gave over 30,000 experience to everybody. The Yukari Crown gives plus 50% experience, great for grinding. So there you go. So I'm gonna go ahead and open some chests that I passed by. Blank scroll. Also, I'm about the zone, and I think there might be another event, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to get those. So this is mostly gonna be me going, grabbing stuff, and so forth. And now my frame rate dropped again. Give me one moment. Alright, that took some work. Apparently I'm having some issues with frame rate. Anyway, let's quickly just grab what I can. Magic Mushroom. It really kind of is a slap in the face to have things just be such minor stuff when you don't use it anymore. I mean, this stuff would be still here even if there wasn't an extra mode, which means that would be kind of a dick move as far as loot is concerned. Anyway, let's just keep going. As you can see, there's a little hex spot here you can get through. Silver tray. Let's take the teleporter and see what happens. Okay, cool. We actually hit the end point here. Okay, and apparently it goes to a path. Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure. Oh, there's also these spots here. I believe there's a way to get to them. But, is it a save point? That's a teleporter, which will take me back to here. Now, there should be a way to get to these things. I just don't remember how. I'm just not exactly sure how. There it is. There's a hidden path here. Active Ati. Adamantite. Oh, that's good. It's solid adamantite. Come on. Should be here somewhere. There he goes. Alright, the other one's down here. Obsidian Blade. Or Calcum. Alright. Activati gives Slayer against Aquans. Ignores defense to medium, and that's about it. Obsidian Blade, all damage reduction 10%. Gives physical deflection 10%. Decent sword. Alright, well, so the idea here, I'm not ready for the boss, nowhere near it. So I'm probably going to go do some grinding and see if I can go pick up some moves that I had picked up with Satori. When we come back, I'll show you what I've learned, so forth, and hopefully decide on what to craft. I'll also probably start tacking on just small clips of fighting various mini-bosses to show them to you guys. So, until then, I'll be right back. Alright, here's one of the mini-bosses. I'm going to go ahead and show off all the mini-bosses as I encountered them, after I have at least defeated them once. So far I've beaten Bash once, but he's actually defeated me about 2 or 3 times when I first originally came here. Bash is one of the 2 mini-bosses for Section A, the other one being a special Marissa Yukare type. Bash I've encountered 4 times, lost 3, I've won once, and this is my 5th time. Lately I've been having a lot of trouble getting mini-boss encounters, but I'm just making do with what I got. So here we go. We're gonna go Paparazzi. This guy is a knight type that's all physical. He has really he has decent defense. He's resistant to Holy and Darkness, has no elemental weaknesses, and is resistant to piercing as well. So our focus mainly is going to be buffing up Sakia, because she has Slayer against him. So we're going to go Private Square, Sword Stance, and this guy does heavy amounts of physical damage. Like, Alice could not stand against this guy. So we're going to go ahead and get this. We're going to be focusing on water. Wind of Swords. Ice Falchions mainly just to do a little bit extra damage and to get the elements, field elements up. This is going to be still a bit of a luck fight, but you'll at least get to see how this encounter goes. So I have Slayer and I'm using Elemental, so it's piercing through his defenses a little bit better. Not fantastic though. Alright, so as you can see, we did about half his health. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and buff up everyone's evasion. I have to wait a turn before I can do another Private Square, unfortunately. I'm going to go ahead and do Bold Advance, and hope it'll be good enough. We'll go ahead and keep using magic. And we're going to go ahead and Spell Enhance Patchouli. This is going to be the luck part. It really depends on who he targets with his attacks, or if everyone. Because he hurts a lot. Ice Falchion. Yeah, see? That much damage. And now I can't, now I can't use, oh, I should have used Tingu's Flight. I'm an idiot. Oh well. Tingu's Flight would have given me a little bit extra dodge. That's what I did on my one time I beat him. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and use our best attacks and just go from there. There's not much else we can do, because he's gonna kill us in a round. Correction, he's gonna kill us now. Alright, well, you got to see the gist of this fight. I'm gonna end up dying, so I'll go ahead and cut it off, and I'll see you guys at the next mini-boss. Alright, this is a Capricorn. It's another mini-boss. This is one of the mini-bosses for Section B. So, it's a beast type. It specializes in water attacks, and it's vulnerable. It's resistant to water, vulnerable and light and dark, and vulnerable to electricity. So, what we're gonna do is kill it before it can hopefully take an action. I did get a rematch against Bash, and I took him out. I realized that I didn't really need to do an elemental enchant to fight Bash. It's not necessary at all. So keep that in mind. Alright, Private Square, Sword Stance, get some Thunderbolt going, and we're going to go ahead and enchant our weapon to electricity. I've been having some really odd luck. I now have a total of 3 magic crystals, that I'm never going to use, at least not for until extra mode. But I did manage to get a great snake skin for Sine, and I'm probably just going to save it up and hopefully try to go for an obsidian so I can get her next tier weapon instead. So for right now we are we have plus attack and we have lightning enchant, so we're going to go ahead and just start pounding this thing. There we go. So there you go, wearing him down a little bit at a time. Nothing too fantastic. Alright, so our next step is going to be to buff everyone's evasion. I'll keep attacking, you go ahead and do bold advance, you keep doing thunderbolts, and you go ahead and buff Patchaloo's magic. Cold breath. Okay, we took it. Sine's down, that's okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and do another paparazzi. It's better, since these guys are pretty much have the highest chance of dropping items, the good items you need, it's a good idea to not hold anything back. So I'm going to go ahead and do private square, I'm going to go ahead and do a lightning sword, I'm going to go ahead and do big, actually, we'll do thunder, yeah, we'll do thunderbolt. And we're going to go ahead and enchant Yomu's weapon, electricity. You probably won't need to worry about it because I think Saki is going to finish things up for us. I probably could have finished it with Yomu's double bomb and might have done enough damage, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Oh great, he thunder wore off. That's okay. All our attack buffs are down. Alright, last paparazzi. We don't have an attack up now, but that's okay. We got Big Bang. And we can do Weapon Plus. That's good enough, and no drop. That's okay. Still get a lot of experience. Pretty much all of the mini-bosses are worth over like 10,000 experience, so good stuff there. Soul Severing Sword, and Byakuran Rumbled. I'll go over all the new skills I picked up after I'm done with all the mini-bosses. So, be right back. Alright, this is the Druid. He's a mini-boss for Section C. He is pretty much the Satori monster. He knows a whole ton of learnable moves for Satori, so you can try learning some moves from him if you really want to push your luck. So he does know moves like Meteor and so forth, so it's a good opportunity. He's a caster type with no weaknesses and no strengths. So the best bet is to have Sakia use her 6th tier sword, which I do have that equipped, and we're going to go ahead and get this going. So we're going to go ahead and go paparazzi. In the beginning he's pretty easy, he doesn't use very powerful moves, he uses things like Destruction Beam and so forth, but once his hit points start getting low, he'll start using bigger moves such as Meteor, so keep that in mind. Now, what I want to do is, I'll go ahead and buff everyone's magic. Yeah, I'll buff everyone's magic. I'm going to go ahead and do Private Square, get my buffs up, and you can go ahead and start using a random nuke, I guess this one. And I'm going to go ahead and do Weapon Bless on Sakia because it's stronger. I did manage to get my revenge on Bash again, so I haven't really gotten any other fancy drops yet, though, unfortunately. Full Moon Revenge. This weapon has Slayer against Magicians. Bam. He's gonna die in literally a turn. Oh, nope, no crit that time. And we got a spear. Okay, cool. I'll go ahead and... I'll show the spear off after I'm done with all the minions again, because I do have a bunch of items to show you guys. So, be right back. Alright, here is Crom Croach, however you wish to pronounce it. This is the thing I got that one sword from. That was, you know, like an ultimate super powerful sword or whatever. This thing is all about dark spells and instant death. It's resistant to all elements, especially dark, and only vulnerable to light. So, here we go. Hopefully I'll have enough resources for this, but I don't think I do. Yeah, I really don't think I have enough resources to survive this, but I'll try. What we're going to go ahead and open with is Wind Swords, Private Square, Sewer Stance, Royal Flare, and we're going to go ahead and start doing Star Sword. I'm half tempted to put Star Sword on Yomu, but... actually, that is a possibility. Yeah, we'll do it on Sakya. It's really hit and miss on how to do this. The biggest issue is right now Byakurin still has a cooldown with all of her spells. I'm almost to the point where I can get rid of the cooldown, but not quite. Not without some point shuffling. Alright, so we're enchanted with light, so I'm going to go ahead and do Full Moon Revenge. There we go. And this thing's a reptile, by the way. As if you couldn't guess. I've recently been using all my bombs on other encounters, so that's why I'm not exactly prepared for this particular fight. But I want to at least show you what this boss is like, and go from there. Alright, so we got all that. Oh, actually, the light sword doesn't have a cooldown, so we should be fine. But I'm going to go ahead and do Evasion Up. Full Moon Revenge. This is going to be iffy, but I'm going to go ahead and do Bold Advance. And then I'm going to go ahead and you can do whatever. Star Sword on Yomu. Oh, I should have put freaking Perfect Dodge up. Okay, good. The thing only attacked, so that's fine. Attack twice. I forgot this thing has multiple attacks. Sometimes it does them, sometimes it doesn't. It also can counter with death spells. Alright, so we have Attack Up, Asura Stance, Evasion Up, crit damage up, and light damage on this weapon. So we're going to go ahead and do Pascal, go from there, and we're just going to blow this thing away. Hopefully. If not, we're all going to die. Well, we did a lot of damage. Got him. Alright, there you go, guys. Got 14,000 experience, which is even higher for Patchouli because of the crown. Alright, be right back. Alright, this is Pendragon. He's a mini-boss for Section C, so this is the other mini-boss for Section C, the other being the Druid. So it's Druid and Pendragon for Section C. He is a Transcendent type, so Demon type, and he's very similar to Bash, except not as strong. Doesn't have he doesn't have any resistances at all. He's pretty much just a person you just pound on. So what we're gonna do is, for one, we got a Commander Bomb, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and get some magic attack up. We're gonna go ahead and Private Square, might as well be safe. Yomi's right now using a different weapon. She's actually using the Kusanagi, which also has Slayer against Transcendence, but I'm gonna go ahead and just use Sakya for right now to get things done. You can use any element, and we're gonna go ahead and Weapon Bless Sakya. By the way, the Kusanagi is an awesome sword. I'll try to read off all of its stats when it comes time to show off all the new stuff I've gotten. Oh yeah, Also, another difference is the Pendragon recovers 500 HP a turn, which is practically nothing at this point in the game. There you go. We have Slayer, so we're doing extra damage. He does have really massive physical attacks, just like Bash does. There we go, and he's practically dead at this point. We'll go ahead and buff our defenses. Actually, we'll go ahead and buff our attack. And you can go ahead and attack. Well, I'm kind of taking a risk here, but I'm going to see how it goes. Yomi's a little too fast for our own good. Okay, good. We didn't have the Commander Bomb, and we just got a drop. Okay, Patchouli leveled. Learned Starburst Inflation. I will go over that later. She's level 82. She's leveling a little bit faster because she has the Curry Crown equipped. But we got Excalibur, which I'll go over later. So, be right back. Alright, here is another mini-boss. This is Ambivalence. He's in Section D. I fought this guy once before already. He, or it, is immune to all, well, heavily resistant to all physical, holy, and dark. It's neutral to mystic and vulnerable to the 4 basic elements. So, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some paparazzi. I'm going to go ahead and buff up the attack. I'm going to go for private squares always. We're going to go Sura Stance just in case. And we're going to pick an element. We're going to go water. Just because. Also, I completely forgot to check what creature type this thing is. Not that it matters. And this thing doesn't actually have a lot of HP, only about 25,000, so that crit right there just probably took care of most of the issue. It does regenerate, though. Okay, this is, I'm guessing, some sort of spirit type. There you go. The reason I'm doing damage with physical is simply because I've already enchanted my weapon with an element, so it's considered an elemental attack rather than a physical attack now. And there we go. No drop, same general amount of experience, and we're now level 84 with Patchouli. Be right back. Since I've been just taking out mini-bosses left and right, I'm going to go ahead and take care of this last loose end. Since Sanae's been leveling up a bunch, she's now, her power level's at like 74, and I'll take a look at the level in a second. But when you talk to Sawaku at the right time, you'll be able to get some stuff. I have returned Lady Sawaku. Welcome back, Sanae. Oh my, you're working very hard, I see. You've matured even further, haven't you? Thank you very much. I'll give you a reward then. Morio Destruction. I'm sure you can make good use of it now. Thank you very much, Lady Sawaku. I'll resolve the incident swiftly by using your tactic. Take care. So there you go. Records, formation, I think this is yeah, Morio Destruction. One woman show raises the sole front woman's fighting power through the roof. Use the other 4 as support to get the most out of this formation. Attack, defense, speed, magic up, and post defend. So there you go. And right now Sanae is level 78. I believe it's 75 and you need like level 50 power or something like that. So, alright. Back to mini boss fighting. Yeah, go Windows transitions. At least I hope they're going to be on there. If not, I just sounded stupid. Anyway, I've encountered, you've seen most of the mini-bosses, at least half of them. I've encountered a few others, just, actually the only one you've seen that I've also seen is the, or haven't seen that I've seen, is the Marissa Yukuri thing, which, unfortunately, I've been having really bad luck on getting encounters. Supposedly there's a way to kind of game the system by using F12 and closing out and re-entering and trying to go for drops. I haven't been doing that. I've just been killing everything, and then just whenever I need to go heal, I make sure I leave entirely and go to the Hakurei Shrine. as well as going to, you know, Corindo's just to like buy to make stuff and all that fun stuff. Also, I tried going for an obsidian from the Hydra, but I could not get one. Instead, I got 2 of the stupid trapezoidron things, which helped out anyway. So let's just go over what I've gotten so far. So we got the... that's not it. The Claw Solis, I mentioned this earlier. I mentioned this earlier. It's 184 attack, 100 accuracy, invincible sword that boasts most powerful strikes. The other thing we got was the Excalibur, which was from that Paladin guy. It has Exorcism 75, auto healing 100, and it has... it's not as strong as the Solis, but it gives auto healing 100, which is pretty awesome. Other things... trying to go through all these. There's a lot of them. Actually, better, easier way to do this. First things first, I made 2 Zephyr Mantles. I made 1 and 2. I could have made 3, but 3 requires Orichalcum, I think, or Adamantite, one of the 2, and those I'm kind of on limited supply. Plus 10% perfect dodge, plus 15% perfect dodge. I've also upgraded a lot of the level 3 accessories to level 4, because I've been... a lot of the random encounters, when they drop a regular material, it's usually gold, so gold usually is that's what you need to upgrade. So, a lot of that. I got Headshot Goggles to 4, you already know about that one. There's nothing new here. Nothing new here. Nothing new here. I did craft the Magus Broom. I do have the special material for Marissa, the Mushroom, but I don't really need the epic weapon that she has. All it does is, the only neat thing it does is improve Master Spark damage, which I don't need. Anything else? No. Right now, Alice doesn't have anything equipped. I'll talk about my party setup later. I went ahead and made the Shade High Power, which is the top tier Nettery item. In fact, yeah, I've actually gotten 2 materials for Nettery, and I made the Physical Isolation suit, which gives plus Chaser damage and plus Perfect Dodge, as well as the Shade High Power, which is the top tier machine gun. Gives Slayer against Transcendents, Warriors, and Magicians, and it's a lot more accurate than the other weapons. It's also stronger. Other things, I went ahead and made the Sagata Scroll, mainly so I can get the benefit of the level 25 power ability for the Scroll Tree, which is a buff everything, buff everyone type ability. The other thing is also, scrolls tend to give some neat stuff, like Physical Barrier 30%, Magic Defense, and Exorcism. I would love to make her Epic Scroll, which actually gives God Defense or God Barrier or whatever, Deity Barrier or whatever it's called, where it reduces all damage, period, but I have yet to get her special material. Launch Earrings 4, you already know about that. I went ahead and made the Yamata no Orochi, which is just a multi-strike weapon. I do have 2 snake skins, which is why I've been trying to go for Obsidian, so I can make that final 5-star item weapon that she can make. But I haven't been lucky with that, and I don't really want to make the 4-star. Ogre Mail. I think you guys seen Ogre Mail already. I'm still using One-Shot Punch. Nothing else to really show here. I do have plus 40 resistance item now. And Chimera Shield, which blocks everything. I think you've seen that already too. Alright, the Kusanagi. I think I mentioned this on some of the previous little mini-boss fights. This thing took an Orichalcum and an Adamantite to make. It also requires 5 iron. It used to cost 30 iron, which isn't really a big deal for me. But this thing is amazing. As you can see, it just says Exorcism 100, Slayer, Foreign Gods, Dragons, Giants, Ghosts, and Transcendents. That's not the only thing it does. On the wiki, it lists everything. You can already see it does more things than it didn't advertise. For one, it gives plus 20 M defense, it gives 20 induction, 20 resistance. It also, well, there's an easy way to show this. There you go. See all the red numbers? That's the stuff it increases. So, for one, it has really high attack power. It gives physical defense. It looks like it gives about 70, so it's probably some sort of percentage. The plus 20 M defense, plus 20 evasion, plus 20 induction, plus 20 resistance. Let's see what else. Plus 1 life, plus 1 bomb, plus 10% HP, and it looks like plus maybe 20% MP. So yeah, it's an awesome sword. It was well worth making. If you don't want to make the Kusanagi, it's generally best to go ahead and stick with the Dojiri Giri Yatsu Yasutsuna, which has Slayer against foreign gods, because you're going to need some Slayer against foreign gods. But this covers a lot more things and gives a lot more bonuses. It also gives the Exorcism 100, which is awesome. Anything else? Plus 40 attack, plus 15 strength, which is the... I did get the drop of a strength 3 ring, which I upgraded to a strength 4. Anything else? Gold Toga. I think this is a new item that you guys haven't seen yet. So it gives resistance to permanent and variety, and it's overall a pretty decent status item. Plus 40 M attack. And that's everything. Okay, skills. As you can see, some of my levels are all over the place. I'm going to be attempting to do a trial run using just what I got. A lot of my characters I've been fighting mini-bosses with are either at low 80s or high 70s. So, highest level character is Patchouli at level 85, so most of our characters are over-leveled, and some of our characters are under-leveled, so it's going to be a little mix and match. Alright, skills. I learned Severing Cutter, Calamity Waving Fan, which is just upgraded forms of her regular attacks, and I think that's it. I think you guys seen all these already. Sakia. Sakia learned Mysterious Jack, which is 1 to 4 attack, 1 to 4 hits. And Jackpot World, which increases the chance of multi-hit attacks getting higher number of hits. It's a field effect. You've seen Suction World, and that's it for her. Reimu. I don't think I learned anything with her because I haven't leveled her up. It doesn't look like... Hey, I was looking for that spell. There we go. Anyway, Satori. Satori learned a lot of new spells, mainly because I went through and I went to the earlier sections and fought some monsters and learned some new spells, such as Refresh. I also learned a spell that I didn't realize from a monster I hadn't even encountered yet in one of the very, very beginning levels, so I'll talk about that in a second. Alright, new spells. Refresh. Completely recovers HP, cures permanent effects, single target. None of these. Actually, yes, there is. I learned Demon Tempest. That's that spell that requires a higher field effect for darkness that the Demon Lord things, those big demon guys that we fought before, does a mass AoE dark spell. Demon Collider, we already know. Mad Thunder, we already know. Yeah, I already know Mad Thunder, I think. Yeah. What else? None of these. Energy. These are learned from those blue armored guys that can do the web attack. It's energy. It's just it's a widespread heal. That's it. Clearance. Clearance is the spell that I could have learned a lot sooner. It's just removes permanent effects, single targets, pretty cheap, no cooldown. You can learn this from a few areas. I learned it from a monster in the Earth Temple, I think it's called. It's the place where you go to fight Satori. There's an encounter in the later halves of the dungeon where you can fight this fish monster that's like 700 HP. It's pretty much one of the big monsters for the area. But on the playthrough that I showed you guys, I never encountered it. And I think the only time I encountered it on my original playthrough on regular difficulty, I only encountered it once, and I think it killed me. So I went and fought him, controlled him, got clearance. Anything else? Learned Shield Wall. Kind of a pain in the butt to learn because it's a really fast skill. It actually doesn't involve anything involving shield. It just reduces all damage taken for the entire party. The way you have to get this is you have to use Aya Commander Bomb and then try to charm the shield guy before you cast it. Other things? Let's keep going. Blade Net. You learned this from the Tarantulas in Gimbu Swamp. The second half of Gimbu Swamp? Yeah. No, first half of Gimbu Swamp. So, just kill everything until there's tarantulas left and hope that you get the Blade Net. Anything else? A Color Sword. Top secret defense ignoring sword technique, ignores shields. This is the really fast attack that kills us all the time. For us, it's probably not as strong, so no big deal there. I also learned Engulf, which has Slayer against reptiles, single target attack. You learned this from the giant fish monster that spams Tsunami. It also knows Engulf, so you learn it from there. Anything else? I learned Death Ray. Slayer against Transcendence, Warriors, and Magicians. That's about it. It's a Mystic attack. And I believe that's everything. Yep, that's everything. Alright. Marissa... I learned Galaxy, just a really stronger version of Magic Missile. I think you guys have already heard about that already, so no worries there. For Alice, I don't think there's anything new for her either. Straldal Kamikaze, that's about it. I think you've seen that already. Nidori, nothing new for Nidori. Byakuran, I learned Dark Hole, White Hole, which is just stronger versions of the Holy and Darkness spells. What else? I have Amplifying Scroll. This is just the 25 power ability for scrolls. Increases all stats for all party members. I learned Goddess Breath and Diabolic Energy, which is a stronger, wider area forms of the Dark and Light heals. And what else? We learned Manifestation of Mahavairakana. Very high holy spell. Well, actually, yeah, light spell, inflicts silence. It's the last spell. That's about it. Then there's the dark version, which does damage, very high damage, and dispels. Nirvana's Cloudy Way in purple. Anything else? I think that's it for her. Sune. Sune learned a few new abilities. I think you already know about Source of Rains and Miracle of Tsinsui. So, Refresh Fortune, fully recovers HP and cures permanent effects, single target. Wild Dance of Great Fortunes, you already know about. I think that's it for her. Actually, there is one other ability we learned. We did learn Anti-Magic, which is just a really powerful single target M defense buff. And that's it. Okay, Moko, nothing. Yomu learned a few new abilities. Full Moon Slash, just a stronger form of Crescent Moon Slash. Actually, it has some other stuff to it. It lowers physical defense and M defense, medium strength. And that's it for her. Heavenly Halo Slash, medium strength, damages and reduces physical stats. It also has Ageless Obsession, which is a 1 to 3 hit attack that does high damage. Soul Severing Sword, damages and reduces physical and M attack, medium strength. And that's it for her. Oh, Clearing Mind, I do know that move. There you go. And for Patchouli, Patchouli learned her final... She learned the Lightning spell. She also learned Artemis Necklace, which is a stronger form of Selene, which is a really long cooldown, so you probably don't want to use it. And Starburst Inflation, which is a stronger form of Royal Flare, which is a light spell. That's it for her. And that's everything. Okay, so I just went over all the attacks and all new skills, all new weapons and gear and all that good stuff. Now, the only other thing I gotta tell you about is my party right now. This is gonna be Group 1. The way this boss fight works is you're gonna have 2 groups, and then during the battle, you're gonna have a new support ability called, like, Swap or something, which allows you to swap, for one time only, you can swap your party, and then your second party will clear up, hopefully finish off the rest of the battle. It is possible to win with just one party. I have seen a video of doing it, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna try to stick with 2 parties and hopefully pull things through. So our first group is gonna be something like this, with this sort of formation. The idea behind it is Aya's going to be all evasion, and she's going to buff up everyone's evasion with a field effect and just kind of be there to take hits. Saki is going to do some extra damage and try to manipulate turns using Private Square. Reimu's just going to be putting up barriers and healing people. Satori's going to do some attacks and support, and Marissa's just going to do nothing but attack spells. Our commander is right now is Alice, and we're going to be using Alice's ability to block with shields 100% of the time, and maybe some other abilities. For our second group, which is going to be everyone else, the second commander is going to be Nidori, which is why I have the soul items equipped to her right now, because she needs more bombs. She's just going to spam Camouflage, which is going to increase your evasion and Magic Barrier. And then everyone else, it's all going to be up to Yomu and Moko to finish off the rest of the battle. The way it's going to work is I'm going to be buffing... Well, I'm going to have Patchouli constantly removing field effects, or the field elements, using Void Element, or Void Spirit. And then she's going to keep building up the dark element by using Silent Celine. I'm going to use Dark Blade on Moko and Yomu, and then just overall buff everyone's stats and just go to town. The final boss, if you do things correctly, is a foreign god type, so I'm going to be taking advantage of Slayers and all that fun stuff. Alright, so I think that's everything. So, I'm going to go ahead and call this a video. It's probably a little long because of all the cuts. Hopefully you guys will still enjoy it somewhat. I'm sorry I couldn't show everything. If I fail in this upcoming boss fight, I will try to do some more grinding, but for right now, I'm going to go ahead and call this a video. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this was Genius of Sappheiros Weekend. Stay tuned, and we're going to see the final boss.